Hey up YouTubers, Simon B here, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping safe out there. Well, it's Friday morning and it's raining outside. Whilst I was away in Scotland, the RS kept coming up with a fault regarding the TPM monitors. Batteries going. It's a 17 model, 17, 16 plate, 17 model. 3, 5, 8 years old. Batteries do give up. So you clicked on a thumbnail that we put up because you're probably wanting to know how to change your TPM sensors on your BMW, or probably any other bike really, if you've got the software to allow the bike to find it. So if you fancy knowing how to do it, dead easy, a couple of bits you need. Stick around and stay tuned.
Like and subscribe.
Welcome back, thanks for sticking around. A couple of things you'll need. Some of you may already have one, an OBD LX. You could do this with a GS911, but to me, that little bit of equipment for one person is a little bit expensive. You'll need a copy of MotoScan, the professional, not the professional edition, the ultimate edition. I can't remember how much it is, 55 quid. Now, when I did the video regarding these were about 55 quid. I think they're about 90 odd quid now, these OBD LXs. Should have got them when I said you'd do. You'll need a new TPM sensor. Link down below where I got them from. Amazon, 15 quid each. You don't need to be going anywhere else. These are, well, apparently they're made by Schrader, the same people that make the ones that are already in it. I'll put a link down below. I'll talk to you about replacing the battery, and then if you do buy a new one, you'll need a wake up tool, about 8 quid off Amazon. Doesn't come with a battery, so you'll have to, it costs you another tenner for the 9 volt square battery to go in it, because batteries are quite expensive nowadays, aren't they? So that's the tools you'll need. Do I need to take my tyre off? Rear tyre? No. I'll show you how and why. So we've got the RS rear tyre taken off the bike. What all that I've had to do was to break the bead. So we broke the bead, and because these tyres are that soft, I'll try to do this one-handed. All you got to do is break the bead on one side, and just in there you can just see now, I'm doing it one-handed, but if it was two-handed, it's bolted in to where the valve is. So you don't need to take your tyre off. You don't need to, you won't need to rebalance your tyre. All you have to do is drop the bead off it, keep it in the same position because the other side bead will still be on it, won't move. Take that bolt out. It's got a T on it, a T, I don't know what number T it is, and because that bolts, pick up my that bolts straight through the sensor and bolts into the wheel. Before you put it back in, clean it up, put a bit of blue Loctite on it, and that'll go back into the wheel. So this is the old one that came out, and this is the new one that's come. Both the same, they look exactly the same. You can replace the battery, but it's a 2050. Now, people are replacing these batteries with a 2032. Now, the 2032 is 3 volt, the same as these, but these are HR, which are heat rated. So these are lithium 3 volt button batteries, but the HR rated for the heat for what the inside of the tyre may produce. Now, putting the 2032 battery back into it, yes, it will work. A, how long will it last? B, it's not really the right one for it because it's not heat rated. So really, should you be putting them in? I don't know. You carry on. You want to do it? You carry on. The 2050, you can only get them in 3s, and they're 25 quid for 3. When that is £15 delivered. what do you do? So I went for this. What I might do, I might see if I can. If anybody knows where I get these 205s singly, it would be good. But even if you buy them singly, I think they're still about 20 quid. Buy 3 of them, they're 25 quid. I've looked at specialist watch shops, CPC in Preston, does all sorts of things. I can't find them. So I thought I'd bugger that, because at the end of the day, all you've got is a positive and negative on. Solder it together, put a bit of tape round it, put it back in the bike, and everything should be okay. But I went the opposite way. So I thought, well, 25 quid for 3 of them. That's 15 quid. Brand new thing, lasts another 5 years. So, hey, what the hell. Still use the same bolt. Like, see, you can see it's got a bit of blue Loctite on it. That one's cleaning up before it goes in. And all that does is go in and screws in. I don't know what the torque setting is. It's probably about 10 Newton meters, if that. Nothing much. Not FT. Don't FT it. So yeah, you can change the batteries, but the batteries, the 205s, are always a little bit hard to get hold of. That's only a little thin layer of rubber underneath there. A sharp chisel. I put it in the vise. Used a wood chisel, and it came off, and it just came out. You can do one or the other, but if you do put it back together and you tape it up, you see that little hole there, and this here, you don't want to. You want to keep them exposed, because that's something to do with heat, and that's to do with the air for the sensor inside. So yes, you can change the original ones, but you don't really have to, and it might not work if you don't put the right battery in it. What do you do if you bought the new one? Dead easy to do. We'll go on the bike, shall we? I've seen a few people on the internet trying to get these registered to the bike in the wheel and going down, putting the wheel back on and doing stuff anyway. I don't know if this is the way. I thought it might be the easier way, is just have it in your hand, because you need to wake these up. That's what this tool is for. It'll do all of these sensors for cars, bikes, so it's not just one thing, but possibly if you buy it from Amazon, use it twice to wake 2 up on the thing and send it back. It's only 8 quid, but you can keep it, you know what I mean. So yeah, so I thought I'd keep it here and not put it on the wheel and do everything else. So I thought I'd do it all first, because it'd just be a little bit easier whilst you're doing. So what we need to do is plug the LX into the bike, which I've already done. There's no need to show you where that is. It's on the side panel on the right hand side of the bike. The ignition has to be on, so make sure you've got a good battery on it. It doesn't take that long to register this, and then you can switch it off again. So just make sure you've got enough power in your battery so you don't wear it down too much. Open your MotoScan. I've already got my favourite on mine, so what I need to do is to go down to pressure control, and it's opening the LX LB1. Service functions, learn TPMs. Now I've already done this, it already knows which one it is, so what I'll probably do, let's delete the rear. So as you can see now, we've deleted the rear and it doesn't know it's there. So we'll come out of service functions, and then we'll learn TPMs. So what we're going to do, what we need to do, is to get this in your hand. It's quite a little bit, try to do everything at once here. Select which one. So we're going to select the rear, and it starts. It says learn TPM sensors, activate the sensor with a TPM tool and perform the learning process. So if you press the button on that against the TPM sensor that's near you, and boom, sensor successfully learned. Now the ID of this rear sensor now is, it says it's 292299991, which is exactly what it says on there. If you can see that, you should be able to see that, I would say. And that's how easy it is. So now the bike knows, even the display on the front has gone, the warning light has gone away. And that's how easy it is to do. So what we need to do now is to put this back in the tyre, pump the tyre back up, put the tyre back on the bike, and everything's done. It's as simple as that. The only thing that's going to cost you if you've never done this before, I know that's only 15 quid, and that's only 8 and 15, 23 quid. If you haven't got, I'll just switch that off. If you haven't got an OBD LX, or you haven't got MotoScan, it's going to cost you probably another 120 quid. So it's going to be a little bit expensive. I saw something on the internet when I was just looking around the other day regarding this, and there's a company that does this, and they'll change, I don't know if it was one sensor, I think it was only one, it could have been two, I might be mistaken, 240 quid to do at least one sensor. It could have been two. The front one, I don't think you need to take the tyre off for that one really. If you were really, if it was so much of a problem, what you could do is to get some heavy duty tyre wraps and actually put them through and flatten the tyre. All you flatten it for is to undo the nut that comes out of there, and you're only going to do it for 2 minutes. Take the sensor out, replace the other one in, and snip them off. You're not going to damage your tyres, you're not going to do anything with them. So 260 quid for two. So it's entirely up to you. Or you can fetch it round here and I'll do it for you. I'll charge you 300 quid. No, it won't be as much. I can offer the service if you're ever in the Lake District, you want something doing. It's dead easy to do. We can sort that out. I can do your service lights as well. I can service your bikes for you if you want. It's entirely up to you. So yeah, really easy, isn't it? TPM sensors on a BMW, same as on a GS, same as on an RS, same as on an XR. They're all the same, and they're all made by Schrader, and Schrader are the people who make these. I'll put the link down below. And if you're doing the front, you just follow the same thing. Press front instead of back, instead of rear. It's as easy as that. Bit of a short and sweet video, but don't really need to go into too much detail, because you don't really need to know that much detail. So there you go, YouTubers, how to change the TPM. There you go, YouTubers, how to change the TPM sensors in your BMW RS, GS, anything to do with that, or any other bike, because they're all basically the same, and I think the most of them would use these. I think they even use these in BMW cars, very, very similar. It's a tried and tested manufacturer, and they use it all over the place. If you like that video, thanks very much for watching. Give us a big thumbs up, that'd be great. If you just stumbled across us here and you've never seen us before, please consider subscribing, that'll be awesome. This is the sort of things we like doing. I like to empower you people out there in YouTube land to be able to do stuff like this, because it's not rocket science. It's relatively straightforward, as I've just showed you. Dropping the bead off that tyre is a little bit hard work, but if you persevere with it, at the end of the day, you can use your side stand of your GS and put it on and break the seal of it there. Once you get it one off, it'll all fall off one side. It's just getting that first bit off. So there's loads of ways you can do this at home, and this is the thing I like doing for you lot, is empowering you lot to be able to do this, because you don't need to go to these expensive places and have this done. You can do it yourself. Give us a sub, give us a like, share it with your friends, tell them all about it, and that'll be awesome. And middle of summer, JBR weekend, not there this year, and hard whether to go. I haven't gone. I think, well, I'm going to say this, probably said it last year, I'll probably go next year. I don't know. It's sort of not my thing, it's sort of thing. Anyway, if you're riding out there, don't forget, ride safe, be safe, keep safe, and as they say, we'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe.